Namaste. Good morning, everyone. This is supposed to be a morning practice, actually my personal morning practice, which I would like to share with you. So these are all things that I do every morning, or at least 6 times a week. And just a few things to begin with. It's really nice. We're going to work on Nauli and Kapalabhati, and then move into meditation practice. So the first 2 practices we're going to work on are kriyas, which means purification practices, are meant to purify the body, to get the metabolism starting, actually to enhance metabolism, to wake us up, and to get the whole system started, more or less. It's really important to practice them on an empty stomach, so you don't want to be drinking or eating before. And also, if you're on your period or if you're pregnant, I wouldn't practice neither Nauli nor Kapalabhati, so you could just join for meditation practice for these days. The first thing we're going to work on is Urinabanda, which is essential for Nauli Kriya. Urinabanda means pulling the abdomen in toward the spine, up toward the diaphragm as much as it is possible. I'm going to demonstrate it, and then we're going to work on it together. It's really helpful if you tuck the shirt in or push it up a little bit, and also push the pants down a little bit to allow yourself to see the belly, even if you don't want to. But it's really helpful to control what is happening there. We're going to start on an exhale. I'm going to do it in a second. I won't be able to speak once I'm doing it because I'm going to be on an exhale retention. You're going to exhale through the mouth, sticking the tongue out all the way, all the air out, and then pulling the abdomen in towards the spine. I'm going to demonstrate it for once. It always feels nice to let go of the belly first, and then inhale, and then come up to stand. So that is Urinabanda. We're going to do it one more time together, and then let's see where we take it from there. Bending the knees, exhaling all the way out. Great, so this is Urinabanda, which you can work on all the time if Nauli is not happening for you just yet. Urinabanda is always the first step. The next thing we're going to work on now is on isolating the right part of the abdomen, which is easier when we step forward with one leg, because that moves the abdomen to the right side naturally. This is what we're going to do as a next step, and then try to move the whole abdomen to the right, like a washing machine, only to the right side. If that isn't happening for you today, never mind, just work on Urinabanda, what we were just doing before. This is also massaging the intestines already. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate it. Exhaling all the air out as we did before. Maybe you could see that once I was stepping forward with my right leg, the abdomen was moving to the right anyway, and then it's easier to isolate it. We're going to do it together. So ideally, at some point, you don't want to move the hips too much anymore. But in the beginning, when you start the Nauli practice, it's kind of nice to use the hips also to gain a little bit more control of the abdomen. Let's do it one more time together on the right side. Exhaling. Slowly coming up. In between the rounds of Nauli, it's sometimes nice to interlace the fingers behind your head and lean back a little bit. And also, if you're short of breath, you might want to take a few moments, some breath in between once you're moving into the next round. Now we're going to turn it around, trying to isolate the left side of the abdomen before we put it together. The same thing on the left side. So I'm going to demonstrate it once, and then we're going to do it together one time, and then we try to put it all together. Same thing, exhaling all the way out. Coming back up, maybe interlacing the fingers behind you, leaning back gently. And then coming back to stand. I'm going to do it one more time on the left side together, if you like, if you want to join. Exhaling, lion breath, all the air out. And coming back up. Interlacing the fingers, leaning back a little bit. Okay, so I'm trying to give you a few things to work on. If you feel it's easier for you to isolate the right side, stepping the right side forward, you can work on that, or the left side with the left leg forward. I'm going to try to demonstrate the full expression of Nauli now. And I would recommend to do 3 or 5 rounds, more, ideally a little bit more, so actually better 5 than 3. I'm going to demonstrate 1 round, and then let's do 2 together. And as I said before, if all you can do at this moment in time is Urinabanda, that means drawing the abdomen in toward the spine, that's perfect. So you don't have to do it all the way. Sometimes it needs a while to reveal itself. Leaning back a little bit. And also you don't want to overdo it, so don't hold your breath out too long so that it's stressful for you. Come up whenever it's comfortable for you. I usually start to the right and then to the left. And as I said, it takes a while. If nothing is moving so far, just be patient with it. Let's do, let's say, 2 more rounds together and work on whatever you can work on. If you want to step forward the right foot and then the left foot, you can do that, or just keep your feet even. If it helps moving the hips a little bit, you can also do that. Let's exhale through the mouth. Between each round, take a few breaths. Lean back if you like. And then let's do 1 more together. You will see it's a little bit different from day to day, also depending on what you ate the day before. And slowly coming up, interlacing the fingers behind the head, leaning back a little bit. Maybe you can already feel a little bit of warmth, a little bit of heat in the body. This is what we're going to do for now together. If you want to integrate Nauli Kriya into your practice, you might want to work on 5 rounds, around 5 rounds of Nauli before you come to sit down for the next Kriya, which is called Kapalabhati, skull shining, which is supposed to clean, to purify the nasal passage by exhaling forcefully, shooting the air out, and also by pumping the abdomen in toward the spine, again stimulating Agni, which is the internal fire, which is supposedly helping us with digestion. And Kapalabhati is also really nice to just wake up. It's like a yogic coffee, or in addition to coffee, whatever works for you. I usually do both, I have to say. But before the coffee, it's nice to practice Kapalabhati, also before meditation practice. Okay, let's try the first one together. So the movement is actually below the navel, so you're drawing the lower belly in toward the spine, and by that you're shooting the air out through the nostrils as if you would be blowing your nose. Let's do one together. Bring your left hand onto your lower belly, and you can bring the hand onto your upper lip so you can feel the forceful exhalation through the nose. And then soften your lower belly into your hand, and then draw it in, and as forcefully as you can, shoot the air out. And let's do one more time. And maybe you can feel that only by relaxing the lower abdomen into your hand, the inhalation is happening without you doing it. So the inhalation is passive, and the exhalation is as strong, as forceful as you can. So set yourself up properly, so make sure that the spine is upright, make sure that you're comfortable, and close your eyes, roll the shoulder blades together and down. And we're going to do a round of Kapalabhati together. The inhalation, I would say, is 3/4 of your capacity, and the exhalation is as forceful and as strong as you can. You don't want to do more than 100 pumps in a minute, so that means don't go too fast and only go so fast that you can still relax the lower abdomen after the exhalation. Bring your awareness behind your forehead, between your eyebrows. And that's also where you could eventually have a bright sensation after or during Kapalabhati. Let's do it together. Inhale comfortably and exhale, start Kapalabhati, first round. And take a few breaths in between. Soften your face. Setting up for the second round. And take a few breaths. Setting up for the third and last round of Kapalabhati. And take a few comfortable breaths. Maybe you can feel or see some sort of brightness around the skull. Kapala means skull, Bhati shining. Maybe you can also, or maybe you already feel a little bit more alert, a little bit more awake. We were just doing 3 rounds of 3 pumpings. In your own practice, you could do 3 to 5 rounds of Kapalabhati. We're going to do another variation of Kapalabhati, The inhalation and the exhalation are going to be through one nostril, and then we're going to alternate. For this one, you're going to need Vishnu or Nasika Mudra, tucking the right index finger in, right middle finger if that's the active hand. And we're going to start through the left nostril, closing the right. Exhalation through the left, inhalation through the left, and then switching, exhalation through the right, inhalation through the right, and switching. Taking a few breaths in between. The second round, starting with left nostril, closing the right. Taking a few breaths in between. And then for the third and last round, starting on the left nostril. Releasing the hand onto the thigh. Natural in and natural out breath. And Kapalabhati in all its variations is really nice to practice in the morning, out of the reasons I've already mentioned, but also it removes a little bit the dullness that is sometimes inhibiting our meditation practice. So if we're really tired in the morning, sometimes we're a little bit sleepy and dull for meditation, and it's nice to have a clear mind, to be alert, but at the same time calm. And Kapalabhati is helping to facilitate that. We will move into meditation practice from here. What is the first and foremost step when it comes to meditation is finding a comfortable seat that allows your spine to be upright. You might want to elevate your seat a little bit as I'm doing it. I'm sitting on a blanket. So the tops of my feet are a little bit sensitive. So you usually bring something underneath the tops of the feet and then crossing the legs, whichever way is comfortable for you. Finding a comfortable seated position. Allowing the knees to be a little bit below the hips, making sure the spine is upright and relaxed, making sure that the body can be still. I'm going to decide on not moving for the next few minutes. I'm going to give you a few instructions. And so the most important thing is to try to stay present. Whenever you feel yourself wandering off, or whenever you feel the mind wandering off, following a thought, just very gently and compassionately bring your mind back to just watching the breath. And that's also the first step we're going to work on. We're going to work on just watching the breath. Bring your awareness to your upper lip, in between your nose and your upper lip. That's where you might feel the breath entering your body and leaving your body the most. Just for a few moments, focus on that point between the bottom of your nose and your upper lip. Whenever your mind is wandering off, whenever you get lost in thought, just bring your awareness, your attention back to your breath. Feeling the breath entering the body and feeling the breath leaving the body. Connecting with the breath is always a nice way to settle in, to start off. As a next step, every time you inhale, allow whatever is arising. Welcome whatever is arising. Regardless of it's a thought or an emotion, just welcome and acknowledge whatever is there. And as you exhale, relax and give space. On each inhalation, acknowledge whatever is there without starting a conversation, without following the thought, without fueling the emotion. Just acknowledge whatever is there. And as you exhale, give space, relax. Continue doing that for the next few minutes. Whenever you catch yourself being lost in thoughts, don't get upset about it. Actually be grateful for your ability to catch that. And then gently come back to, with each inhalation, acknowledging, welcoming whatever is there. And on the exhalation, creating space, relaxing. Gently bring your awareness back to your physical body. Try to feel yourself in the room. Feel your seat, feel your spine. Maybe even gently, just a little bit open the eyes to allow the light to enter. And then bring your palms together in front of your chest, setting an intention, affirmation for the day that is about to come. Starting by being grateful for these practices. And then setting the intention that all our thoughts, words, and actions might in some way contribute to the freedom, the happiness of all living beings. And offering all the benefits of our practice up to all beings. And then setting an intention, affirmation for the following day. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may all my thoughts, words, and actions contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Namaste. Thank you so much for your time, your effort, your practice, and have a beautiful day. Loka samasta sukhino